Hello there. Um, Doug Hansen was harassing me about videotaping myself actually varnishing a plate. So I decided I would try to do that. You should see how I've strung up my iPhone here. It's really ridiculous. I can't take a picture of it because, well, it's all strung up here. It looks like it's like in bondage. Okay. Anyway, um, I found a really old plate that looks like it's unvarnished. It's really dark. It's just my little test plate of the robot guy here. Um, it looks like a plate that I would have possibly waxed, but it doesn't look like it. And the blacks are kind of fogged out and everything. So this is one I just had lying around. Good enough, I think, to varnish it. Kind of getting some of the dust off with this little lintless cloth. Seems okay. I've heated up the grill here, over here. So anyway, let me just do this. Here's my little catch jar. Here's my USB 222. It's probably about 70 degrees in my study here now. It's my little cruet that I like to pour with. So let me just do this and you can kind of see what I do, I guess. I'll probably screw it up because you're all watching. This mix is a little bit thin. It's thinner than the sand rack you're used to, thinner than I think usual shellac recipes. I'm probably going to thicken it up. There's some advantages of doing it thin, but there's some disadvantages too. Um, one advantage is I can kind of play with it a little bit here and let it sit longer, and then it comes off a little bit more quickly. Now I can control it a little bit more, I guess. I don't know, without it kind of drying up and creating little islands and stuff. So I usually just go corner to corner a few times, kind of as a way to count time, I think, and to make sure that that far end here gets enough. Because when you pour off, it always gets thin. I think it's probably good to pour off now. I like to try to keep it level as best I can. So I'm just like just flushing it around here. Not the usual thing you do with your sand rack. I don't know. I don't know what you all do. I like to try to drizzle it off relatively slowly, just so that I can keep it even on that side. But then, you don't want this thick edge, so you end up having to, at some point, do this. Sort of drip it off. I'm doing less of this, though, because, yeah, I don't know, you really need to get the varnish to settle, and like to kind of wick it off. I saw this in a Will Dunaway video when he's varnishing plates. I like the way he just sort of wicks it off with his finger, and I'll kind of dab it a little bit too here, get that edge off. All the while trying to keep an eye on that far corner, and I'll even go back a little bit just to get it to level a little on that side, because I can see little thin streaks coming. But then you got to be careful on this edge too, because you don't want that thick edge. I always get something. I always get some kind of backwash on it. I mean, not always, but I don't know, most of the time. It's just kind of inevitable, I think. I mean, it looks pretty decent now. It looks okay over there. I think there's going to be some backwash looks. I haven't really worked. Well, I don't know. Let's just do it. Get this sucker on. Have it down kind of low now. I'll even kind of tip this thing just to watch that edge. And yeah, see, I probably should have. I'm kind of angling it down to that corner there, just so that I can minimize that line. Yeah, I probably should have worked it a little bit more, but looks pretty decent on the other edge. Now it's, it's kind of setting now, but it's still flowing a bit. It's leveling off. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a line there. Probably should have taken a little bit more off. But I'll just let this sit now. I don't know. I have it on low for about 5-10 minutes or something. I keep on taking a look at it. And then I'll actually turn the lid like this to vent it a little bit, but still keep it covered and keep dust off of it. Then I'll poke my finger in there every so often just to kind of see how it's setting up. But it looks pretty good. Looks pretty smooth. I have a little bit of a line on the bottom as usual. I could have done better with that. But it's in a dark area where it doesn't really matter. Won't be able to see it. That's the only thing that I'm working on, is to try to get that pour off edge, smoother, and at the same time get enough varnish to stay on the far corner. This is really awkward doing it like this. This is Doug's fault, okay? Doug, you're the one making me look like a fool here. Anyway, that's pretty much it. And that line is kind of settling out a little bit there. Yeah, and it's setting it pretty well. So anyway, that's how I do it, and I will take a shot of the finished plate once it dries. But for now, peace out.